Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live this morning. And I'm in my favorite studio here, outdoors. So let me know if you can hear me and see me. Yeah, I can see some people are coming on this morning. Nativity, good to have you on this morning. Like I said, this is my favorite favorite studio. Bernice, how are you? And Angelina and Rebecca, good morning to you. Vera, nice having you on this morning. Marin, how are you? Good to have you on, okay? And I mean that, okay? Reem, where are you from? Yolande, good morning. Steph, bonjour. Nice to see you. Nice to have you on with us this morning. Nick, and it is beautiful. It's that humidity is gone. I'm telling you, we had hot. It was unreal. Darlene, how are you this morning? And Jeanette is on, and Bonnie, and Evangeline from Cape Breton. Cape Breton, good morning to you. Sylvie, and Pamela, Teresa from Kitchener, and Corrine. Okay, right across. Johanna from the Netherlands. Johanna, good to have you on with us this morning. Okay, I hope you're having a lovely day. Thiago, a friend. Are you in Sudbury, Thiago, or in Ottawa? From Barrie. Okay, there you are. Good to have you on this morning. We are going to, you know what the topic is? Don't look at your scale. Okay, and Betty and Jerry from Nouveau-Brunswick, and Denise from New Liskeard, and Anna, how are you? Okay, so guys, from Newfoundland, from coast to coast in the West Virginia. Do you want me to sing this morning? Hold on. Who's on from West Virginia this morning? I just got to see your first name, because let me just, Jamie from West Virginia, Mountain Mama. I come through West Virginia on the way back this year from Florida, and I really enjoyed that. Those mountains in West Virginia. I was singing John Denver's song. Almost Heaven, West Virginia. Okay, I'll stop. You know why I didn't quit my day job, right? To become a singer. Anyways, good to have you on this morning. So what's the topic this morning? Especially you ladies, don't live by the scale, okay? The food industry has often got, I don't want to just blame them, but they have gotten us into counting, okay? Counting calories, right? Counting carbs, counting grams of sugar, counting how much protein you're eating, the macros between protein, carbs, and fats. And I'm not so big into counting. This craze of the keto diet, which I'm not against, by the way, okay? Just understand where I'm coming from. Not against ketosis. I have different reasons for other people using ketosis. I got no problem with ketosis, okay? And that's when your body is burning fat instead of burning carbohydrates. And that is very good for you. I got no problem with it. But I'm not big into counting. People will ask me, well, how many grams of fat should I eat? And how many grams of carbs should I eat? Well, if you're on the ketogenic diet, you want to keep under 20 grams of carbs or whatever. And generally, for a woman, she'll stay into ketosis or get into ketosis. Takes about 3 days to get into ketosis for some people. And some people a little longer, and some people a little less than that. But I'm not so big into that. I'm not big into it. I'm big into a healthy diet. And this is why I try and discourage the scale. Because I get it, I understand it, and every day, and I mean it, every day. By the way, we invite your questions. We had a staff, just a little coffee to get together last Friday with my wife and I and Jeanette and Nick, our nutritionist on staff, and Brandy. But I was saying to them that every day, and they see it because they're often answering questions. I was saying that, I don't know of any other clinic that will answer questions like we answer questions, but that has always been, it's always been part of my I don't know, I don't want to say reputation, but I want to be available to people. And I've always said that because when I was seeing patients, I always I wanted follow-up with them, because I didn't have to do the testing all the time to do follow-ups. Like, I wanted them to understand. I mean, I think where medicine has made a big mistake modernly, okay? So, Thiago, don't forget this, okay? Where medicine makes a big mistake is they're not available for questions, even family doctors. You got to wait. It's not always the case, so I don't want to just make a blanket statement, but generally they really limit, and I understand they're very busy, so they limit your time with them. And, obviously, when I ran my practice, I mean, I couldn't spend the whole day with you. It would be impossible, right? But I was sort of very, very much emphasizing the importance of you understanding what's going on and then asking questions. I was talking to my son-in-law the other day, who is an emergency doctor, and I really liked, he was explaining something, we were just having a conversation, but he said one of the biggest, the thing that I've learned is to ask questions. I said, yeah, exactly. How are you going to get information without questions? And he's a tremendous emergency physician, top notch. I call him 1-800-SAM because if I ever got in an accident or you get an infection or, whatever, I mean, he's tremendous. But he asks questions. That's how he gets to the bottom of things very quickly. And guys, don't be shy. Ask your questions. This is why we have one of these podcasts that are dedicated every week to question and answers. Besides the fact that Tony Jr. and I don't know how much we'll do it through the summer, but we're trying to have live question and answers on Zoom. Ask questions. But every day I get asked this question, Doc, how come the scale isn't moving? Okay? Well, it's a good question, but just understand where I'm coming from. I'm not as concerned about the scale as I am about your health overall. Okay? So when I formulated the reset diet, okay? And like I told you yesterday, my job is done now, okay, on the book, The Reset, okay? It's called, here's the book. We got the title of it, The Martin Clinic Reset, The Diet Your Doctor Won't Share With You. The Martin Clinic Reset, The Diet Your Doctor Won't Share With You. And your doctor's not going to share this with you because generally they don't know enough about nutrition. I just, in all due respect, and they're not going to share this diet with you because they're still hung up on things that are scientifically are not true. That the food industry has duped a lot of people. And the fact, and I talk about this every day, cholesterol and calories. They don't mean anything. What's calories mean? Well, I can eat anything I want as long as I keep it at a certain amount of calories, and then I can exercise to burn off calories. Folks, I've been around a long time just to tell you that doesn't work. You want to do yo-yo dieting? Yo-yo dieting is counting calories. It's yo-yo. Because you're not fixing the problem. The obesity is not the cause of your problems. Obesity is a symptom. The problem that you have to worry about is insulin. It's not even sugar, although that's really important, but it's not. At the bottom line is not what you look at and go, oh, doc, I don't eat any sugar. Do you eat carbs? Yes. Well, you're eating sugar. It's going to be sugar in 5 seconds. Don't fool yourself. Oh, Dr. Martin, I'm eating a banana every day. Well, yeah, that's for monkeys, not for you. I read an article the other day that even in the zoos now, apparently, I don't know, that they don't feed them the bananas like they used to because they get too obese. Because the fruit, apparently, the fruit is so much sweeter than it used to be. I don't know if that's exactly true or not. All I'm saying is just understand that the key, and this is what I've been saying it through this whole pandemic. I have been consistent through this whole pandemic. They've missed the elephant in the room. The real pandemic is not COVID. 99% of the population that gets COVID recovers. But 0% of the people that are on the Titanic in terms of their health is 0%. If they don't change course, will hit the iceberg in their health called metabolic syndrome. It is the absolute key. It's the absolute key. And this is why, listen, we did testimonies in the book. There's a whole chapter of testimonies, okay? Fabulous. And guys, I know what sells, okay? So when we have the Martin Clinic reset, the diet won't, the doctors won't share with you. I understand that weight loss is very, very important for a lot of people. As a matter of fact, for most people, it is their number one goal. And I'm not, listen, you can be skinny and very unhealthy and have metabolic syndrome. Yeah, because the visceral fat, the inflammation inside your body, you don't even know about. Because you have elevated insulin resistance. And so for 2 ways, I tell you, don't get hung up on the scale. Don't get hung up on the scale if you're overweight. And don't get hung up on the scale if you're skinny. Oh, I'm skinny, I must be healthy. That's the farthest thing from the truth. That's the farthest thing from the truth. If you're not a good eater, you're not healthy. How's that? If you're not a good eater, you are not healthy. You're only fooling yourself. And this is why I talk about the same things all the time. The whole thing that was missed. It bugs me. It bugs me. We have spent our time in the last 5, 6 months. It's going on 6 months now. COVID, 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 COVID. The numbers, the numbers, the numbers. They're not talking about deaths anymore. They're talking about numbers and numbers and numbers. But even if they were talking about deaths, every death is a tragedy. I understand that. And guys, this is brought to you by the pharmaceutical companies. It's brought to you by, it should say, every time you watch a newscast, it should say, COVID, before we give you the numbers, okay? It's just like sometimes when you watch the Weather Channel, they'll say, the weather is brought to you by, and then they have their sponsor, right? And it's usually Johnson & Johnson, because they want to sell you sunscreen. No, but seriously, if you watch the Weather Channel, they need advertisers like everywhere else do. And one of the biggest advertisers is Johnson & Johnson. But you know what they should do on the newscast? They should say, COVID, we're going to give you the COVID numbers, but let me tell you who's sponsoring us first. The pharmaceutical companies. From Pfizer to Bayer to you name the pharmaceutical company. Of course they're sponsoring COVID. You know why? Because they want to get a vaccine. And they're in business. I get it. I understand that. They want to, they're racing for a vaccine. Apparently now they're in phase 3 trials. Some companies are in phase 3 already. So we're going to have a vaccine, I think, very shortly. But just a reminder, there's been a vaccine for years now. How many years? 20, 30 years? I can't remember exactly. I'm going to look it up. How many years have we had a vaccine for the flu shot? How many years? Somebody, if you can Google that and give it to me, I'd be happy to get it. Otherwise, I'll do it after this program. We've had the flu shot. That's a vaccine, guys. You call it a shot, but it's a vaccine. It's the flu vaccine. We've had it for, I don't know, at least 20 years. Got to be more than that. And we still have the flu every year. Right? And, you know, the pharmaceutical companies will tell you that it helps to decrease your risk by 40%. But the elephant in the room, even with the vaccines for the flu shot, and I brought this to you, you heard it first here, is that they discovered in 2018 in the United Kingdom that people that were obese, the flu shot didn't work for them. They weren't making antibodies. They give you a little bit of the flu. That's what a vaccine is. They give you the antigen. They give you a little shot of it in small doses so that your body will go after that bug. And even on the best of years, the flu shot gives about 40% protection. 60% doesn't protect. And I'm telling you that one of the biggest reasons they don't protect that 60% is because they have metabolic syndrome. And metabolic syndrome is characterized by what? Number one, what's the cause of metabolic syndrome? It's insulin. It's food. The elephant in the room. And what I'm saying is, for insulin, it's not a scale that you need. It's not a scale that you need. Now, if you get blood work done, I can tell you in 5 seconds if you have insulin resistance or not. If you have high circulating insulin. What are your uric acid levels? Even more importantly, what are your triglycerides? And what is your HDL? And it's even better if you can, well, not better, but another one is if you can do an ultrasound on your liver. A lot of people have silent fatty liver, they don't even know it, even before their triglycerides go south. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like the scale, look, and again, I can't think of anything that is better for you than the reset. And I mean that. There's a reason I say it. Because it's, don't get focused on, you see, most people, and I see it every day again on our, on the lives, and then when I go afterwards and try and answer questions, and our nutritionists are answering questions all day long. All day long. The biggest focus is in what, doc? What? What can't I eat? What is it that I can't eat? Because the food industry did this. The food industry did this. You got two big industries running the world, in my opinion. Not politicians. Politicians don't run the world. The pharmaceutical companies and the food companies. They run the world. I'm telling you. They're these big conglomerates, they run the world. The food industry and the pharmaceutical industry. And God love them. They do some wonderful things. But at the end of the day, you must understand. Follow the money. Follow the money. I was going to do, let me give you the guy's name. I think it's Ken Fraser, but let me just check my notes. What's this guy's name now? Ken Fraser. Did I ever tell you about Ken Fraser? Who is he? He's the CEO of Merck's. I forgot to mention Merck's when I was talking to you about pharmaceutical companies. In 2018, his salary was $18 million. He was the CEO of Merck's. Here's Ken Fraser, CEO of Merck's. Have you ever heard that name before? He had, his salary was $18 million. Not bad, eh? But he got in 2018, he got a $38 million bonus. You know why? Somebody know? Ken Fraser made $18 million. Good for him. That was his salary. He made a $38 million bonus. You know why? What does Merck's produce? What's their number one selling drug? Metformin. You know what that's for? To manage diabetes. To manage it, not to fix it. Okay? Metformin, made by Merck's, gave Ken Fraser a $38 million bonus in 2018. You don't think for 1 second? You got to, put your thinking cap on just for 1 second. Think about this. think about the motivation. And you know what? I'm not even telling people. You'll never hear me tell people to get off their medication. I'll give you information, but I'm not going to tell you to get off of it. Because metformin could save your life if you don't want to change your diet. So I don't tell people to get off their medication. I won't do it. Don't ask me to do it. I won't tell you to do it. Even cholesterol-lowering medication, I don't like it. I'll tell you why I don't like it. Because it's not true. Because heart disease doesn't come from cholesterol. So do I like the medication? No, but don't ask me to tell you to get off of it. What I'm going to tell you to do is change your diet. Change your lifestyle. Don't worry about the scale as much. Don't worry about what you can't eat. Don't worry, but enjoy what you can. Eggs, meat, and cheese. If you are a diabetic, you have an allergy. You remember my cat story. You have an allergy to carbs. You and carbs don't get along. But if you got metabolic syndrome, you have an allergy to carbs. 88% of the population, 88% today. This is the biggest tragedy. No wonder Ken Fraser made a $38 million bonus. He's got a drug that helps to control your blood sugar. Doesn't do a thing for insulin. It doesn't fix the problem, but it manages the disease. $38 million bonus. Now, do you think Merck's likes me? When I tell you, you can get rid of diabetes, just change your diet. See, you won't hear that. You want a good immune system, change your diet. Because if you fix your insulin, you fix your immune system. There's a couple of other things. But if you eat the right foods, you get all the vitamins. Remember what I told you about your immune system and vitamin A. And vitamin D. Why do you think I'm in the sun this morning? This is my favorite studio right here. It's outside. This is why I do the program anytime it's sunny out, except in the winter, of course. I get outside in my favorite place, on my deck, enjoying nature and getting some rays. But I think you understand what I'm saying. Get in behind, folks. Get in behind the news. Use the brain God has given you. And look, it doesn't mean you have to dismiss everything. Don't be into, I'm not telling you to be into conspiracy theories. I bet you if I met Ken Fraser, now that I've exposed his name, he's probably a good guy. He might be the best guy in the universe with a family, and he's a good daddy, and I don't know. I don't know him. But he may be the greatest guy in the world and actually believes in what he's doing. And I understand that. I get it. And so the scale, don't live by the scale. Now listen, the healthiest diet you can do, 100%, there's nothing better, in my opinion, on the planet today. There's nothing better than the reset, because it's going to lower your insulin, which will empty your liver, which will detox your kidneys, which will completely fix your triglycerides and your HDL, your good cholesterol, will lower every marker of inflammation that you can think of. Yep, it'll do it all. The reset. So, oh, doc, the reset, I need to count. Well, if you need to count, it's not for you. Because all I'm trying to do is give you the best nutrients that God made. You have everything you need. And the only thing you need is to add vitamin D. You can get some in the animal kingdom, by the way, but you need the sun. And in the winter, you need to take vitamin D. Yesterday, I talked to you about vitamin K2, the importance of K2. Isn't it fabulous? Vitamin K2. It's found in eggs and butter and cheese, #1. And you need vitamin C, coffee. Yeah, the vitamin C, the real vitamin C is coffee. It's more important than the other vitamin C. Did you know that? Follow Dr. Martin and I'll lead you right to coffee every time. Okay? Someone said to me the other day, how about tea? I said, why would you drink tea when you can drink coffee? Tea's good, coffee's better, okay? You know what? If you've been following me for years, you know I'm consistent about that. Okay, I just been consistent, and now science is catching up. Okay, so take-home points today. If you want a weight loss program, make it the healthiest one that you can and do the reset. It's a 30-day program. There's not a better program for weight loss, but that's not its primary goal. Remember that. It's to fix insulin resistance. That's its #1 goal. High circulating insulin. When you fix that, it's amazing what happens. Okay, so thank you again for watching. Share this with your friends and family. We appreciate that very much. Invite your friends and family to join our Martin Clinic private Facebook group. I posted a couple of studies last night there in that group that you can see, okay? And it's good feedback between the folks on the group, okay? So Friday is question and answer Friday. Don't be shy. Ask all the any question you want. I'll try and answer it. Well, maybe I can't answer every question Friday, but I'll try. Okay, I promise. Last week, I think I answered every question. Because sometimes there's people ask similar questions that can come into the same answer, and I can usually cover it. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. God bless you. Love you.